Oh. Our first stop in Terlingua was at Terlingua jail. While I couldn't find much on the jail itself on the internet, I decided to call the Brewster County clerk, see if they had any documentation on the jail, but they did not. The earliest photo I can find of the jail is the one right on the screen, right there, from 1928. Let's go ahead and check it out. Let's see what we find. So this is the Terlingua jail.
Test.
Test. Just picking up test. Cool, ain't it?
Was there any ghosts in there?
I said test. So as we left the Terlingua jail, I didn't really feel much of anything in there. It was very interesting. Looked more like a holding cell than anything. I feel like since there's very limited documentation on it, my personal opinion, I think it was more like held if you were like drunk, like a drunk tank or a brawl or something like that. I don't really think anything tragic happened in there, considering it was just like a small cell. But as I moved on further up, I found an older house that was used, and I believe based off the National Register of Historic Places, the registration that they submitted in January 25th of 1996, these houses, the house we're about to explore here shortly, I believe that house was a lower income worker. They used, according to the National Register of Historic Places, they stacked stones on top of each other. And I'm going to read something off of there. And I quote, "The fact that the stone assemblies were mostly dry stacked and mortar was used only in very limited quantities indicated the difficulty of obtaining the water required for mortar mixing. Hence, that's why they stacked them like that." And it's very impressive. And as you can see, they used wood for like the doors. And I quote from the National Register of Historic Places, "Instead, builders utilized light wood, lintels, and frames in association with a natural corbelling effect of the flat stones to distribute weight around apertures." That's pretty impressive if you ask me. But as we move on, you'll see what we picked up. And if there's anybody here, you can communicate through my phone. Just say what you like to say and we can hear you. My name is Adrian. I mean no harm. I come in peace. Niece. Another thing that hit me in post is that Terlingua was back then, in the early days, it was primarily Spanish speaking people, Hispanics, Mexicans that lived in the area and worked in the area. So I dropped the ball on this one. I realized it post that I should have been asking questions in Spanish. I am fluent in Spanish. I just dropped the ball. I was just nervous, I guess. As you could tell, time's gone on. May I come in? May I come into your home? One of the original. Oh! At that very moment, I hit my head on top of the doorway. These houses from the past sat very low. I found that out the hard way. One of the original houses of Terlingua. Alright, we go that way to go to the church. Bird. What?
You know, it's like, I hope you don't have to walk that way to get to church. Like,
Oh.
what is that?
I would like to point out that during this whole investigation at the jail, I even went to the cemetery, as you'll see in a bit. I didn't really feel much of anything, but at the St. Agnes Church, the moment we walked up that hill, I felt like somebody was watching me. At first, I brushed it off as, well, maybe the people behind the church, because there's like a residence now that they built, is watching us, right? Come up the hill. Who are these people? Tourists, probably making fun of us. But I don't know. I couldn't shake the feeling that somebody was watching us. I legitimately couldn't. Even when we were driving from St. Agnes to the cemetery down the street, I told my wife, I'm like, I felt like somebody was just watching us. It was just a weird feeling I could not shake. The guy that owned the Chisos mining company, if I am right, that is his original house. Not the house itself, but
Is he still there?
I'm not sure. No, that was years ago.
Cactuses.
Where?
Finally. Those was right there at the bottom.
Where?
Yeah, this is a Terlingua church right here.
Dad.
Yes, son.
Step on that ant.
No. Sorry. Did you get me? Here, I'll move. I got my ghost hunting app. Is there anybody here with us at the Terlingua church right now?
Okay.
My name is Adrian. Is there anybody here? So. Did you hear that?
The bird?
No.
Mom, I think there's ant in my shoe.
Please don't scream around. Just a minute.
Alright, come on.
Okay, Mom.
I'm sorry.
Pretty scared right there.
He's gonna go out.
Where? Where? Where?
No, because that's a private residence.
We're doing a house with a church next to it. Neil.
Oh. Neil.
Oh, Neilington.
Church.
What's today, Sunday?
Y'all want us to kneel?
Next Sunday we'd be long gone. Very sharp. See a hole over there?
Come on, son. We are in the Terlingua Cemetery. Here we go. Wow. Yes. Huh? Yeah, look. Castro Manuel Zavala. That's where his parents are. His parents are buried over here. Cases here. Graves. Is anybody here with me that can hear me? My name's Adrian and I come in peace. I mean no harm, no malice. If you want to communicate with me, you could talk to me through this phone and I will be able to hear what you're saying and tell the world. Sorry. (1944, 1946). It's a baby. Great. It's another one. John Sutherland, 47 KY Artery, October 7th, 1844, February 9th, 1910. It's beautiful. A lot of history. Some don't even have great. I'm assuming these are like the older graves, so they don't have markers on them.
Why? All right.
I'm not sure. What's your name? My name's Adrian. It said why and all right. I mean no harm, no disrespect. Hopefully getting y'all's graves on film, on video, show the world that people haven't forgotten about y'all. You know, we still care. It's another marker right there, just a can and a cross. We haven't forgot about you. Nicanora, Milan, January 10th, 1912, 1943. Look how vast it is. So many unmarked graves. Evelyn went back? Yes.
It says to unlock the car. Going back.
I mean, Fatty's in there, right? It's a cool bench. Has a loving memory of Elwood Bud Strandland. It makes the story better.
Some of these I've seen rubber ducks.
Yeah, I think those are for the children. So
But someone up there. Dang.
yeah, a lot of them are just for.
There's a bug.
Oh, a lot of them are just forgotten. Unfortunately, just Joe, I almost put my foot here. It's just they're just forgotten graves. Yeah, unfortunately, you know.
Is that fight?
Bite.
Like bit one of us.
Why is she here?
His name's Aiden.
I'm not
He's
sure.
a he.
Demon.
Ooh.
Where's there a demon? I think they're talking about your shirt.
What is your name?
Oh, that.
That he's not a demon. That's just his shirt.
It's purely decoration.
It's a rock band. My name is Adrian. What's your name? My name is Adrian. What's your name? I mean, no disrespect. No malice.
Please don't be shy to tell us.
We come here to try to capture your voice and be able to tell the world that you still have a voice. Is there anything you want to tell us? Anybody? Started going off like crazy here.
Probably these 4. My bad, I mean 5.
Yeah.
This one counts.
Okay. And my phone is on airplane mode. No, I was talking to the camera. My phone's on airplane mode. Should have brought my tripod. Look at these.
So it still works.
Just in case. Yeah, they still work. It still works. Man. A lot of these they're forgotten, man. That's why we're here. Hopefully, so they don't forget about you, you know?
This one's
Recuerdo de sus hijos. These are actually pretty small, man. I could be wrong, though. I think it says 1908, 1940.
Whoa. Now that I look at this guy,
60 years old. What's that?
this looks like a hand and this is an arm.
Oh, yeah, right. Alberto. Yeah, 1908 to 1942. Pipina Molina.
Oh, there.
I'm not sure, son.
Another good man.
Another good man done gone. Man.
This is probably when they started this.
I think they started using the cemetery. I could be wrong. I got it in my notes. 1903.
No, the placements.
Oh,
It's just over there.
Jose Flores, 1911, 1947.
Careful not to step on any.
I'll try to get some. Which one?
Any and you.
Annie M. Leroy, June 18, 1962 to August 13, 2022. Man, I know there's one that has like a lot of beer cans, but that's how they want it, you know? Cause these older graves, son. They're so old. They don't have any grave markers on them. I'm pretty sure Terlingua Cemetery, they started laying people to rest here in 1903.
I saw ones from 86. Like 1886.
Yeah, laid to rest, not born.
There it is.
Yeah, here it is. He's actually, I saw his grandson on Reddit. Well, I didn't see him, right? But I saw Edward Harlan, April 18, 1946. That's when he was born. He passed March 11th, 2002. Well, people still talk about you, sir. People still talk about you. I actually found, I believe, your grandson on social media. It's a new thing. And they were talking about your grave. And yeah, here you are.
I wish we would have brought bottles.
Yeah, to put one.
Look, you can tell this one's really old with that.
Donald M. Shoemaker.
You're stepping on his
Corporal.
grave.
I'm so sorry. Corporal U.S. Marine, October 3rd, 1935, July 16th, 2004. That's actually my birthday.
People leave their dogs raised here and then pick it up.
Where? I mean, it could have been a stray.
Why?
Oh, is it? Come on, son.
I think he died of hiking.
Oh,
He said that he likes to hike a lot.
maybe. Johnny never responded.
These ones I was really interested in.
Which ones?
These ones.
Oh, yeah. Because they're like newer.
Marcus Patrick Boo.
Boo.
Born in
1999 to December 6, 2014.
So he was like, what, his 30s? Yeah, he's 20, right?
Yeah. Alright, we'll go, son. Alright, after this, we'll head out. Because there's already evidence, probably. Oh.
Getting agitated.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Look, there's a house way on top. You see it?
Oh, I see.
Wow.
I would not want to. A lot of graves.
Ooh, it wants to rain, right? I felt a little hit of water.
It's moving. Stop that noise.
1902. First of all, thank you for making it till the end. If you're watching, I really appreciate it very much. So, let's get into it. My final thoughts on the Whisper itself. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what it is. I really don't. But I'm gonna be very clear on this. I don't know if it was paranormal. I don't want to say it was, and I don't want to say it wasn't. I do not know what it was. So let me go down my list of why I don't know what it is. So that day, let me be very clear. Let me start off with what I was using. That day I was shooting on the Canon M50. I did not have my mic. I did not have my light. I did not have my stand. The mic that was being used was off the Canon the integrated one. I have a Rode mic, but I didn't bring it with me that day. We weren't even planning on going that day, actually. We were just planning, it was raining. So we were planning on just going to the general store, and I was gonna take a few shots inside of the store, but eventually it cleared up. So I told my wife, you know what, we're already here. Let's go. I wanna do an amateur ghost hunt really quick. With the minimal equipment I had, I didn't have anything on me besides ghost tube that you saw. I do have some equipment, but it was left back at the Airbnb because I don't want it to get damaged. So that whisper that was caught was on the Canon mic. So this is where things started to get interesting, right? Throughout the video, you could hear my son speaking and my daughter. You could hear them clearly, right? But the thing that caught my attention with this specific whisper was on the editor. If you ever use an editor, I'm using Final Cut Pro. On the audio, there's a bar and there's a line. It's your audio bar, and then there's a line that like the frequencies go up and down, right? So there's like a very thin transparent line, but you can see it. That's a 0.0 decibels line. That's an indicator by default of where you're at, on where it's at. So you can see your sound wave or your frequency constantly go up and down. It spiked a few times. That's because I like spoke really loudly into the camera, so I could see the spikes. But on this whisper, I heard it, and I'm like, the first time I heard it, I was like, you know what? It's probably my son or my daughter, whatever. And I was like, you know what? No, it's not, because it spikes barely over the 0.0 decibel bar. So I was like, okay. So I went back and I got my headphones out, which is some DT770. There's some like audio engineering phones, music production. I have some of those, so I put them on and I was listening to it, and I probably heard that audio the first night close to 100 times, if not more, just over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. So after the first night, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna let my ears rest. I'm gonna go to bed and I'm gonna hear it again in the morning. I heard it again in the morning, maybe another 100 times. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna put it away today. I'll hear it again tomorrow. So I did. That's when I could hear what he was saying. In the audio, you could clearly hear somebody say, shh, I've seen this before. You could hear that. So before that, you hear like a gasp. And then when that person's saying that, or whatever it is, however you want to interpret it as a viewer, you could hear it go, I've seen this before. I go, shh, I've seen this before. And when I said I've seen this before, you could hear somebody else speaking. But it's not audible. I couldn't figure it out. If you can figure it out, or if you think you might know what it's saying, go ahead and comment below and let me know. So then I told my wife, I'm like, hey, do you mind hearing this? And she goes, yeah, sure. And then she goes, oh, it's your son, my son. And I'm like, that's what I thought. So I called my son and I was like, hey son, do you remember saying this at Terlingua? I was like, I know it's been like a few days, but maybe by any chance, do you think you might have said this? And he goes, Dad, I have no reason to say that. My son's traveled a lot. And he goes, when I said, oh, I've seen this before, he goes, I've never been anywhere like Terlingua, so why would I even say that? He goes, that's what I said. And I'm like, okay. I was like, were you whispering by any chance? Maybe I'm not hearing it right? Maybe you were whispering. And he goes, Dad, why would I whisper? We were out in the open. Nobody else was around. So I'm like, okay, son, thank you. You know, and that was it. So, yeah, I was kind of left stumped. And my camera, it was front facing, obviously, right? Like, I'm holding it and the lens is pointing out. Everybody was behind me or to the side of me. Nobody was near me when that came through. And the audio you hear, it is not edited. I didn't boost it up. I didn't, nothing. The only thing I did was enhance it. And I didn't use no plugins or anything. That's through the Final Cut Pro. On the audio, it says voice enhance. And I used that and I cleaned up the audio. Like, I removed some noise in the back. But that's about it. But the first time you hear it on there, I cleaned it up a tad bit. But I didn't mess with the audio itself. And then when I go on the blank screen and I put the words, I didn't boost up the decibels. I just cleaned it up a tad bit. I enhanced the voice so you could hear it. But it sounds like a whisper. And it sounds like someone's whispering right at the camera. Like right at it. So that's what threw me off. So I looked more into the church. I had done my research on it, like the basic, like surface level research, right? Like when was it established and stuff like that. So I looked into it, and apparently a lot of people did use the church. A lot of Mexicans use it, and a lot of Anglos used it. That's the language that was used in what I read, the historical literature that I read on the church. It says Hispanics use the church a lot. And and it's safe to say Mexicans because Mexico's right there. And then it says Anglos used it as well, and they're all buried. They share. The churches were segregated, so it wasn't like everybody was at one church. No, like I guess I'm just gonna say this right as an example, like morning Hispanics, afternoon Anglos, right? But that's why I was like, why are they speaking in English? So I looked into, and Anglos did use that church. When we got there, as you heard earlier in my video, I didn't feel anything negative at all. Like at the jail, not even at the church, not even at the cemetery. I never felt like anything negative at me, towards me, nothing. But I did feel like somebody was watching me at the church. So I try to chalk it up because they added a residence behind the church. So if you look at the older pictures, you'll see that there's like a back residence, but it wasn't a residence then. It was used probably for storage, I'm gonna say, but now it's a residence. There's even a sign, private property. They had chairs and a grill and all that out there, but I felt like somebody was watching me when we got there. I seriously felt watched, and not in a negative way. Just that somebody was looking at me. And there was nobody else up there. I didn't feel like that anywhere else. Not at the jail, not at the house, not at the cemetery. Nowhere did I feel that sensation of eyes on me. I didn't feel uneasy. I really didn't. I just felt like somebody was looking at me, And then I captured those voices or those whispers when my EMF built into GhostTube is the app I was using. And I do trust GhostTube. It spiked up. As you could hear it in the video, it started like going up, and I'm like, didn't think much of it. There's not much radio waves out there, not much of a whole lot. If you've ever been to Terlingua, there's really not a lot out there, and I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. It's just a rural town, right? It was formerly a ghost town, so there's not a whole lot. And I was like, man, this is weird. And my phone was on airplane mode at the time. So I'm like, I don't know. I know you can still get some signal or GPS something I was reading, even though it's on airplane mode, but it was on airplane mode. And the EMF did pick up, and then the voices came through. Again, I'm not ruling it as paranormal. I'm really not. I'm more putting a question mark on it. Because I don't know. I really don't. If I could easily chalk it up like till my son said it, I would, and move on. I wouldn't even have highlighted it in my video. But I did, because I want to get other people's opinion. So if you want to leave a comment down below and maybe what you think it is, or if maybe it could just be my son in your opinion, right? You hear him throughout the video. But like I said, what leans me away from that, and I'm going to be clear again one more time so nothing gets twisted around, I'm leaning away towards my son because the audio spike in my editor. That's why, because the audio spiked and nobody was near me. And even some parts when I'm talking and the camera was like, I was holding it because I didn't have my tripod again, it didn't spike up like that. That's what kind of leads me to that, but I'm not an audio expert or an audio engineer, so maybe I could get some insight from other people, but again, it's just a question mark. It really is. Maybe it was technical difficulties, right? I don't know. That's why I'm saying question mark. Again, to be clear, I'm not marking it as paranormal. Even though I definitely wish I could, like, it'd be like, oh yeah, that's paranormal. I captured something in Terlingua. I wish I could have that badge and say that, but unfortunately, in my good conscience, I couldn't do that. I really couldn't, because I don't even know, and I'm not confident to even say that. So, I'll leave it up to the viewer, you. And once again, thank you for tuning in, watching it till the end. If you're still here, I really appreciate it. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and follow me on my journey, on my paranormal journey. I've always been very interested in the paranormal. I like to be a realist, and I am a believer. And if something's BS, I will call it out. I truly will. I want definite proof of the paranormal, and that's what I'm on a journey to do. And as you probably saw, the name of my channel is Blurred Visions Paranormal. One day I came up with the name because I was having vision problems at work. So that's how it kind of came up. But anyways, I liked it and I stuck with it. So once again, thank you. I really appreciate it. And I'll catch you on the next one.